feel like it looks like I'm here to steer a crash pad. So Joshua Tree's kind of cold today. It's in the 30s, with the wind also being near 30 miles per hour. We're about to do or try pumping Monzonite, which is a classic V7. It looks dope. We just tried all washed up. Also, it's a classic V6. We failed. We made a lot of progress.
We could have done it.
It's a little scary up top. It'll get done, just not today. But yeah, let's see how it goes on pumping Monzonite.
So you'll see in these first couple of clips that we're starting with a right hand high on a crimp. That's the original start, but the reason we were starting it there is not to do the original start, but just because we couldn't do the first move. And that's actually what kept me from wanting to come back to this climb for a second session.
Pumping Monzonite starts on undercling jugs. It's a little overhung to start, but you go up to this right hand crimp, which is pretty decent. And then you get a left heel hook on the left side of this rock. Then you can go up left hand to the top of this block. And then you gotta get your right hand over into one of these slots. And then work your feet around so you can balance and get your left hand high in that horizontal crack. And then work your way up the vertical crack.
3 months later, I decided to get on again just because some friends I ran into wanted to try it, and I stuck the first move. Not only that, but I got way higher than before, and it was really the first time I thought that I could actually send this. Having gotten just a few moves away from the send on that second session got me stoked, and I decided to go back just a few days later. I felt really close, and I thought that I'd definitely get it in one more session, and I was ready to come back for another session or as many as were necessary. But that's when COVID happened. Coming back, I did have to basically relearn the whole climb, and while that was frustrating, I did feel stronger. And that's one of the things I like a lot about this climb, is that I touched it when it felt impossible, and I saw my progress by making some of these moves feel easy in the relative near future from that first session, because this all happened within about a year and a few months of my first time trying it. First time, like I said, I couldn't do that first move. And I'm gonna tell you now, that last session that I had on it before the send, that first move was a piece of cake. And it was just so cool coming back and having better technique and more strength, and being able to gauge that on this climb that at one point was potentially the hardest climb in the country when it was done. So super cool to see that progression and finally get close to laying this one to rest. This first session of 2021, like I said, I had to relearn everything, but I also got a high point, and it just got me stoked again for this problem a whole year later. It didn't work out, I didn't get it this session, but I knew it was finally gonna go this season. I know I'm showing a lot of falling, but I think I just like to share these sometimes because I've mentioned it before, we just share a lot of our sends and successes, but there's a lot of failure that goes into the progression that leads into that send, that one moment that probably lasts less than a minute, if not less than 30 seconds. It takes so many more moves and tries and seconds than we see to put it together and send. A month later, I came back and tried it yet again. I wasn't going to Joshua Tree that often, which is why it took a whole month. But I was convinced it was going to go this session because I had it dialed, I was stronger, I was fresh. But sometimes there's just sessions where things don't go how you expect, even if you've kind of prepared correctly. And the opposite is also true. Sometimes I show up unprepared for stuff and I'm able to manage sends that I didn't think were possible that day. So this was kind of a bummer, but I didn't let it get to me, and I knew that I could still come back and potentially get it that next session.
What's up, guys? I'm in Joshua Tree. I just got back actually from doing trying two climbs, and it went well. I got the project after like an hour and a half of working it, and the Sengo felt easy. I'll tell you what that was. But it's incredibly windy today, and Yeah, super stoked to be here.
Not gonna lie, I kind of thought I was gonna day flash this day, and that didn't happen. It actually didn't happen for 8 or 9 goes. And honestly, by this point, I kind of thought it wasn't gonna happen, but decided to give one more try after laying on the ground for like 10 minutes, just to see what would happen.